Well, it's raining here in mid Wales. I'm in my little arbour, carrying on our little journey through Acts. Chapter 1 and verse 1 and verse 2, so many things there. Here's what I want to focus on this morning, that Jesus was taken up. We'll look at the ascension later on because there's more detail comes later on in chapter 1. After he was taken up, after having given commands to the apostles he had chosen through the Holy Spirit, Jesus' teaching was in the power of the Holy Spirit. I just want to think on that. Luke is keen to emphasize, inspired by God, that all that Jesus did here on planet Earth was in the power of the Holy Spirit. His virgin birth, overseen by the Holy Spirit. At his baptism, the Holy Spirit descended on him in the form of a dove. He was then led by the Spirit into the wilderness. He then returned from the wilderness and taught in the power of the Holy Spirit. And now we're told that he gave instructions to his apostles through the Holy Spirit. All that Jesus did, he could have done in his own power as the eternal Son of God. But Jesus humbled himself and became like us. He became one of us. He's found in fashion as a man, and he lives as a man in the power of the Holy Spirit. There's a great lesson there for you and for me. It's not by just a little incidental that Luke is inspired to add here. He gave instructions by the Holy Spirit. He could have taught in his own authority. He has all authority as the eternal Son of God, but he humbled himself, and found in fashion as a man, he teaches only in the power of the Holy Spirit. For you and for me, all that we do, day by day, must be in the power of the Holy Spirit. One of our daily prayers ought to be for that power of the Holy Spirit to live, to speak, to witness, every action we take, looking to Jesus in the power of the Holy Spirit. The greatest work we will do, our final work, will be to die. We do that in the power of the Holy Spirit. We think about Jesus Christ. There's a mystery about the cross. My God, why hast thou forsaken me? And eventually he gives up his spirit. That abandonment there, that cry of dereliction, is something we will never know, because he was abandoned for our sakes. He suffered our hell on Calvary, and truly there he was abandoned at the point of death as he bore the sins of many. You and I will never be abandoned. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. God is with us always, and we must live our lives in the power of the Holy Spirit. Great lesson here for preachers too. Every sermon must be in the power of the Holy Spirit.